It is finally prediction season. Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, everyone, bringing you our fifth season of predictions right here on the channel. Our 5th year is extremely hard to believe and something that would not be possible without fans and subscribers like you guys. And we are so excited to kick things off today. We are so excited to bring you what we believe will be the best season of predictions we've ever had right here at the Gridiron Expert. So as always, guys, make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share these videos, hit that notification button so you don't miss any predictions going forward, and make sure to check out everything down in the description as well, because not only do we have so much exclusive content for you there, but over on our website, thegridironexpert.com, because it is our 5th year anniversary, we will not only be sharing with you our expert picks, which have been among the best in the nation for the last 3 years now, but we will also be offering our expert picks for the NFL. We have packages for all of those things over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Do not miss out on it. Go give it a look, because I promise you, you're not going to regret it when it's all said and done. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. The first prediction of 2021. First prediction of 2021, and we found it only fitting that we start with who we believe is our number one preseason team going into this season, the Clemson Tigers. They're not the reigning national champions. They had a very sour ending to their 2020 season, but we have them as our number one team heading into this college football season. And you look at Clemson, guys, a team that has made 6 straight ACC championships, won those ACC championships, has made 6 straight college football playoff appearances, and has won 2 of the last 5 national championships. This is a team that is right now poised to win their 7th straight ACC title, make their 7th straight college football playoff, and is absolutely in the hunt to win their 3rd national championship in the last 6 years. It is shaping up to be one of those seasons yet again for Dabo Swinney and the Tigers down in Death Valley. Yes, they went 10-2 last year, a loss to Notre Dame in the regular season, a blowout loss to Ohio State in the college football playoff semifinal in that Sugar Bowl, 49-28. But that's okay. And yes, we know they lost Trevor Lawrence. We know they lost Travis Etienne. We know they lost Amari Rodgers. Again, that's okay. Because like we've said for so many of these elite teams across the country, Clemson's one of those teams that doesn't have to rebuild. They just reload. Take a look at their offense, guys. 5 starters back on that side of the ball. It all starts with DJ Uiagalelei, who is replacing Trevor Lawrence. The scary thing is, guys, is that many believe that Uiagalelei will be better than Trevor Lawrence over the course of his collegiate career. He started 2 games last year, the win against Boston College and the road loss at Notre Dame, but in 2020 alone threw 914 yards and 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Even in the loss to Notre Dame, this guy looked like a Heisman Trophy candidate. And that's exactly what he will be in 2021. Justin Ross is back at wide receiver. Didn't play last year, recovers from an injury, going to be one of the best receivers in the country. Pair him up with Joseph Ngata, another player who was battled with injuries last year. So the wide receiver core is built. They're stacked. You have E.J. Williams back as well, 306 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. The offensive line is an area that needs improvement. 3 starters return up front to protect their quarterback and to create some running lanes as well. Defensively, though, that's where I believe Clemson will see the main strength. 10 starters back on defense for the Tigers, led by the best defensive mind in all of college football. Brent Venables is back, of course, as always, with a defense that allowed just 20.2 points per game. Let's keep that in mind, guys. Everybody is looking at the fact they allowed 639 yards to Ohio State in their final game, how poorly Clemson played in that game, how bad they were dominated up front. Line of scrimmage, Clemson could not win, offense and defense. So everybody's kind of blaming their defense here. Again, 10 starters are back, a team that allowed 20.2 points per game, a team that ranked 15th in total defense, allowing just 326.8 points per game. All of their key leaders are back to make this believe that this won't just be a top 15 unit, guys. This could be a top 5 unit in the country. Brian Bresee is back, the ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year from last year. James Skalski is back at linebacker, the leader of this Clemson defense, the heart and soul of the Clemson defense. Nolan Turner is back, led the team with 3 interceptions last year. From top to bottom, this defense for Clemson will be their strength early and often, and will be the difference of whether or not they win a national championship or they fall just short yet again. So let's take a look at their schedule. It all starts with that Georgia game, Saturday night, week 1 in Charlotte. I mean, this is going to be the most anticipated game of week 1, maybe the most anticipated and best games of the entire year. And to me, it's a battle between Georgia's new-look offense and this Clemson defense that we just praised. Georgia, of course, having the star quarterback in JT Daniels, finally finding that guy to come under center and lead this team. So JT Daniels, under center for Georgia, threw for over 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions in 4 games. Zamir White back at running back. Arik Gilbert comes in at tight end, the 5-star tight end transfer from LSU. This Georgia offense seems to be finally putting all the pieces together. That was the one thing that was holding them back from making and winning a national championship. We know they got there a few years ago but fell to Alabama. It's been the one thing that's kept them from winning it. They have it now. Can that offense exploit this Clemson defense? And conversely, can this Clemson offense with DJ Uiagalelei, can they exploit a Georgia secondary that has reaped the benefits of the transfer portal? Tyke Smith from West Virginia comes in. Darion Kendrick, the cornerback transfer from Clemson, is there now in Athens. This Georgia defense is always a strength under Kirby Smart. It's going to be very, very difficult for Clemson to get something going against the Bulldogs in Charlotte. So again, what's going to give on Saturday night in Charlotte, week 1, a top 4 battle to kick off the year with potential major playoff implications as well. I look at this game, guys. What we are forgetting right now is everybody wants to focus so much on what Clemson loses and not what Clemson has. So many people are looking at that. DJ Uiagalelei is the real deal, and his wide receiver core is the real deal. And I wholeheartedly believe he will be able to exploit this Georgia secondary. Not in a big way where he throws for 400, 500 yards, but just enough to lead the Tigers to victory. In a game that I believe will be back-to-back. Back and forth, back and forth. Clemson gets a late score, and their defense comes up huge in the end to prevent Georgia from getting one of those signature victories that they're still looking for. Clemson goes to 1-0, Georgia 0-1, but these two teams could meet again in the college football playoffs. An instant classic could just be part 1 of 2. Clemson then takes on South Carolina State. No worries about that. They'll take care of them. Georgia Tech is what kicks off ACC play for the Tigers, and we don't have to talk much on this game either. Clemson beat Georgia Tech 73-7 last year. Enough said. Do I think there is a 66-point swing from 2020 to 2021? Absolutely not. Georgia Tech is getting there under Jeff Collins. They're not getting there to where they can come into Death Valley and steal a win. Clemson improves to 3-0. They then travel to North Carolina State. That, to me, is a major trap game. I'm not saying that they're going to lose this game yet, but we are saying that this is a game that Clemson cannot afford to overlook. It's on the road, and they're facing a Wolfpack squad that returns 17 starters, and a team that was thriving with their passing offense last year before Devin Leary went down with an injury. The Wolfpack averaged 262.8 passing yards per game in 2020. Again, they returned 17 starters. They returned Devin Leary. They returned their top 2 running backs. They returned their top 3 wide receivers. This NC State squad might be the best that Dave Doeren has ever had. The problem for North Carolina State right now is their defense. It is their defense, where they have the depth and they have the talent, but to me, not enough to stop Clemson, even though it is at home for the Wolfpack. They allowed 29.2 points per game last year, 415 yards per game last year. Clemson has enough to exploit that. They're going to be 4 games into the season by that point, with a tough test against Georgia, an ACC game under their belt. The offense will be clicking by the end of September, and they will defeat the Wolfpack on the road. Clemson then takes on Boston College. It's their homecoming game against the Eagles. This was that DJ Uiagalelei breakout game because he started in replacement of Trevor Lawrence, who was out with COVID last year. Clemson found themselves at home down 28-10, but battled all the way back and beat the Eagles 34-28. Shut them out after that. 28-10, did not allow a single point from Jeff Hafley and the Eagles after that. And I look at Boston College, guys. This is another team that's scary good. Might be the second best team in the Atlantic, only behind these Clemson Tigers. They return 18 starters, including their star quarterback in Phil Jurkovec, their star wide receiver in Zay Flowers. They return 8 starters on the defensive side of the ball. So they are stacked from top to bottom, guys. But again, like North Carolina State, Boston College still needs improvement on the defensive side of the ball. 245.5 passing yards per game allowed last year, 416.8 yards per game allowed last year. You can't help but wonder if, even though Clemson won the game last year, they're looking to make a bit of a statement. Like, hey, we won, but we only won by 6. We know we can do better. I expect this game to be close for the first half. Clemson pulls away big in the second. They get their bye week on October 9th, travel to Syracuse, the Carrier Dome, for a Friday night matchup against the Orange. Not going to talk much on that one at all. Syracuse was abysmal last year, just 1 win. Might be hard to even match that in 2021. Yes, they returned 19 starters, but a lot of the ACC is looking pretty solid too, and I don't really have any faith in Dino Babers, especially if the offensive line continues to struggle. So remember a couple of years ago, people thought that could be a trap game, Clemson at Syracuse. Not expecting that to be the case in 2021. Clemson then travels to Pittsburgh, October 23rd. Another possible trap game. We have seen Pat Narduzzi pull off at least one upset every single year during his time with the Panthers. Is this the one? No. No, it's not. Yes, we know that Pittsburgh returns Kenny Pickett at quarterback. Feels like he's been playing college football forever now. But again, that stability at quarterback that Pittsburgh needs to maybe contend in the ACC Coastal. And getting the Tigers at home is huge for the Panthers. But they lost 52-17 last year. That was Trevor Lawrence's return game after missing out on the Boston College game and the Notre Dame game. Even though it is on the road, Pittsburgh lost a handful of key starters defensively, especially in that secondary. DJ U, as we're going to start calling him, is going to be able to exploit that. They get the win at Pittsburgh. They then take on Florida State. Right there, enough said, a win for Clemson. Last year, Florida State didn't play Clemson because of COVID reasons. If you remember, Clemson, I believe, was in Tallahassee, ready to play that game when it was canceled. When that game was canceled due to COVID reasons. And Dabo Swinney, for lack of better words, was pissed. Dabo Swinney was furious. If you don't think they're going to take out their anger and frustration on the Seminoles this year, you are wrongly mistaken. Clemson wins big against a Florida State squad that is going to struggle again in year 2 under Mike Norvell. At Louisville, did not play last year. Louisville is a team that really is improving defensively under Scott Satterfield, but took a step back offensively, which is ironic considering he's an offensive-minded coach. They need consistency at quarterback. They need consistency from Mikael Cunningham. This isn't a game, and this isn't a defense where you're going to see consistency. Clemson beats the Cardinals. They beat UConn. No need to really touch much on that. Wake Forest. Clemson beat them 37-13 last year. They defeated the Demon Deacons 37-13 last year. 19 starters are back for the Demon Deacons. That's huge. This is a Wake Forest team that should get yet to another bowl game under Dave Clawson. A Wake Forest team that with Sam Hartman and Jakari Roberson might have one of the better offenses in the ACC. This is a good Wake Forest team, guys. But Clemson gets them in Death Valley right near the end of the season. No way they slip up right before they're getting ready for an ACC championship game, because the South Carolina game, win or lose, doesn't matter when it comes to their conference record, but only matter for playoff berths potentially. And the game against South Carolina is one that Clemson has won 6 straight years. They defeated the Gamecocks 6 years in a row, 6 games in a row. Only one of those 6 games have been decided by 1 possession. And when you look at the Gamecocks right now, they're in a bit of a disarray. Brand new head coach in Shane Beamer. Quarterback questions left and right. The Gamecocks will find themselves back eventually to the point where they can contend against Clemson, where they can start contending in the SEC East again. But that's not going to happen in 2021, even if the game is in Columbia. Clemson wins big, again, by at least double digits, or by double digits, against South Carolina in their rivalry game, extending their streak to 7 over their in-state rival. So having said all of that, guys, you now see that the Clemson Tigers, we have them going 12-0. So our first prediction of 2021 is an undefeated season for Clemson. What else is new? That's going to give the Tigers a berth in the ACC championship game. It's now just a matter of who will they play. North Carolina, Miami, Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh. You'll have to wait to find out, because we're going to continue to predict every single team throughout the ACC over the next week or so. And again, every single Power 5 team after that. Year 5 of the Gridiron Expert Predictions are officially underway. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss any of them. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, hit those notification buttons to make sure you don't miss any prediction videos like we just said. Make sure to share these videos and also make sure to check out everything down in the description as well. Again, our brand new special over on the gridironexpert.com. Not only can you buy our expert picks, which are some of the best in the entire country, for one of the lowest prices in the entire country, you can now get our NFL expert picks for our 5-year anniversary over on the gridironexpert.com. So make sure to go give that a look, as well as everything else down in the description. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.